If you're planning your first trip to Paris or your 10th trip, if you love antiques and antiquing, adding a visit to the famous Marché aux Puces outside of Paris should be on your bucket list. This market has been in existence since around the 1870s. It is said to be the world's largest antique and secondhand market, and it's France's fourth most visited attraction, which I did not know. The market is broken up into 14 distinct different districts covering over 17 acres, so you will not see it all. Much of it is open air, and you can get lost wandering the alleys upon alleys of outdoor boutiques. Plus, there's also a large covered area, which I believe is called Marché Dauphine, but I'm not sure all the names. The market offers a staggering number of vendor boutiques. I've seen estimates as high as 2,000 to 3,000 different vendors. Before you go, also check the open hours. I believe it's only open to the public like Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday, so double check that. We are just going to share bits of our walk, and I'll talk about a little bit of our visit, and then at the end I'm going to talk a little bit more about navigation, logistics, and our thoughts about some of the safety and getting there. We almost didn't go, but we'll get into that later. I'm not even sure where to start with this except just go see it for yourself. We started at a main entrance and immediately got lost in here. It seems kind of random when you go in. You'll find everything just vintage crystal next to silver and furniture and rugs and art and every imaginable other kind of vintage item you could ever want to find. It's literally mind-boggling to walk through all of it. We stopped in first, and we were so glad we stopped into this little shop right near where we entered. We bought this vintage set of glass decanters made by the designer of Baccarat's crystal things, and the shop owner here was so kind and allowed me to film in the shop. Be careful of that because a lot of the shops will have signs that say no photos, so be respectful of that. Another shop owner helped us by telling us we were looking for solid silver salt and pepper shakers, and we found out they aren't really a thing because the salt erodes the silver, and she told us that good ones would need to be lined with glass, and they are very rare and hard to find and very expensive. So we gave up the search for that and instead bought this gorgeous vintage little 1700s book, little stack of books that has a hidden compartment in it. And the vendor gave us another book in Latin from the 1700s. It's like a treatise on philosophy. So we really enjoyed the vendors. Get a chance to visit with them if you can. If they speak English or if you speak French, you will really enjoy them. We wandered the open air portion all morning, and then we had a little cafe lunch at, I don't know where the cafe was. I know it was out on a street. We just had a sandwich and sat inside and kind of watched the people for a while, and then we went back into the covered portion of the market. And this part seems a little more organized by type of item. There are actually signs all through it that will direct you. It's more like a mall, and you can find specific sections where you'll see all books, all records, all clothes, all music things. And so it's a little bit more organized, and there's a spaceship. So I would tell you the parts we went through, but honestly we did not keep track. We just went in and got just deliciously lost and wandered every alley that we could find. If you're looking for something specific, chances are it's here, but good luck finding it unless you have help or maybe a lot of time. I've heard of people hiring guides to go through here, so that's maybe a thing too. And if you're looking for something big, all the vendors we talked to said that they could ship. And I've heard that they prefer cash, but we had no problem using American visas here. And I don't know about ATMs within the market. There probably are some, so you could do that. Let's address the sketchiness and the safety issues that seem to pop up in a lot of the online reviews about this market. We were actually on the fence about going out here because of the amount of reviews about it that were like, don't go, just go to a smaller pop-up market, ignore this one because it's out in the 18th arrondissement, which is known for being a little bit less safe part of Paris, and we almost skipped it. But if you do what we did and take a taxi out instead of the metro, I think you'll find that it is a much more enjoyable process. There are 2 metro lines that bring you in close, but you have to walk through something that looks like this under a freeway. This is the open air market. How's that for sketchy? So you have to walk through this loud, aggressive, sort of sketchy market to get into the Marché aux Puces. So if you take a taxi, you get dropped off right at the entrance and picked right up. And also, as far as safety and being a target, if you're walking in to the market, you're going to be a target because you're probably carrying cash, and on the way out you're probably carrying valuables. So just take a taxi. Definitely go visit this amazing market. In my opinion, there's literally no comparison between this and a bunch of blankets and tables spread out on a sidewalk. So grab a shopping bag or 2, get a cab, and head out to Marché aux Puces for the day. All in all, we love this trip so much. We enjoyed the market very, very much, and we're so glad we went, and we would absolutely go back and visit this again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.